Hello everyone, it's Vablonsky. On today's episode, I'm taking you to a spot that I've been going to for years now. It's a place where I get food if I'm out and about and I need a convenient meal. It serves really down-to-earth food that can be described as home-style and eclectic. Eclectically Chinese, that is, and delicious. Join me. Let's go. Today on this episode, I'm at a place called China Taste Tokyo Express. It's a takeout Chinese restaurant here in Rockville, Maryland, north of Washington, D.C. And it's a place that I've been to, that I've patronized, that I've frequented many, many times over the years. I've always needed a meal here or there, and this is a convenient place to get Chinese food. They're really very eclectic. They have some items that would not be associated with Chinese American fare necessarily. They have a kind of diverse clientele of Chinese people, immigrant people, Chinese Americans and non-Chinese people. And so their menu is all over the place. And again, I've been here so many times, countless times over the years. So I would say, yeah, I guess this is one of my favorite places. They do fried rice exceptionally well here. Today, I'm going to show you the curry shrimp fried rice. Not a lot of places do curry fried rice necessarily. Basically, it's fried rice, but then they put curry powder in it, and so that is an additional variation. Ooh, as I'm agitating it, as I am looking around, I can see, there's peas and carrots in here. A lot of rice, obviously. It's a mound of rice. It's a heaping mound of rice. They are not skimpy on the portions. And, of course, shrimp. There's some eggs in here, too, I think. Let me look at it. Oh, here it is. Wow. Wow. It's dry in a stir-fried kind of way, and the curry flavor is not, immense. It's certainly augmenting the rice. It's there in the distance. The fried rice texture and the moisture level is very good. They tend never to disappoint with their fried rices. They do it very well. They are generous. They are not bashful about giving you shrimp, and they're plump, big shrimp too. Wow. That is good shrimp. It is fresh and really kind of moist and bouncy and muscular all at once. Wow. I got a box of white rice, and I'm going to try the next item, the chicken with dry bean curd. This is a dish that I almost invariably get when I go to China Taste, and I didn't miss it this time. I made sure that I got it because this is one of my favorite dishes. Yeah, they have these julienne chicken strips with the strips of tofu, and it's stir-fried with jalapenos. I think traditionally you also see this dish with pork, strips of pork, and it's called, obviously, pork with dry bean curd. But I tend to get the chicken, and let me begin. It's just a heaping mound of chicken and dry tofu. Wow, I mean, they give you a lot, and I'm going to put it on top of my rice, and let me get started. Wow. Okay, it's delicious. And why is that? Well, there's a stir-fried flavor in it. You can taste that, but it's a very robust, kind of well-rounded soy flavor. And you can taste the stir-friedness in the chicken and in the tofu. And if you're not familiar with dry tofu, it's very firm. It comes in a block, and you cut it into little strips before stir-frying. Mmm. 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 So the dish itself, the elements are soft. The chicken and the chicken is soft. The tofu is soft too. The dry tofu, but the dry tofu actually is firmer than the chicken is. Again, it's an extra firm type of tofu. And there's jalapenos in here, and there's kind of a residual heat, but it's not, I wouldn't categorize this as something that's, very spicy at all. The spiciness is very incidental. mm. Mm. There's a glaze to the ingredients, so it's not just an exceedingly dry type of dish. There's a kind of moisture provided by that soy-based sauce that they used in stir frying it. Mm. Mm. It's just classically delicious. I mean, the textures and the flavors. Wow. As a Chinese person, it's hard not to like this dish. And they execute it just so well. I mean, I don't know the origin of this dish in terms of, what Chinese region it's originally from. But, there's no, drastic or dramatic flavors in here. And there's nothing, drastically new in terms of, some sort of flavor that I've never encountered in my life. It's not like that. I mean, again, it's mostly just soy sauce based, the sauce. So that's not radical at all. But the execution is simple and just so well done. And it appeals to me for my, with my Chinese taste buds. And let me just say something about the name of this place. China Taste Tokyo Express. That's the full name of this place. The China Taste part of the name reflects and represents the Chinese side of the menu, which is basically the bulk of the menu. Tokyo Express, the other part of the name, represents the sushi that they also offer on the menu. And again, I've been going to this place for so long. I mean, probably decades. I don't know how long exactly. I've lost track. It's been so long. But I've never gotten the sushi, interestingly, at this place. So I've never patronized the Tokyo Express part of who they are, that part of their identity. Okay, this next dish, I think what they call it is fish fillet tofu hot pot. I think that's what it's called. It's a very moist and wet looking, saucy looking concoction. You can see the fish, and some tofu, and you can barely tell the difference between the tofu and the fish. They have the same kind of complexion. Let me get some of these greens. I think it's mustard greens. I guess they put the mustard greens in there for flavor, but it also contrasts nicely with the beige color, so it's not just overwhelmingly beige. Let me start with a piece of fish. That's good. Wow. Tofu. More fish. Wow. There is some bamboo in here, but it's overwhelmingly beige as well, so it kind of camouflages into the beige color of the tofu and the fish. Again, it's the same appearance. They look the same, the fish and the tofu. In terms of the mustard greens, it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. I'm betting that it's there primarily for the contrast in color. If it were pickled mustard greens, you would get a sourness, and then you would have a flavor contrast that would be more stark. As it is, there's not a whole lot of flavor coming off the mustard greens, and that's okay. The fish and the tofu is kind of savory and salty. It's not overwhelmingly, boldly flavorful in that way. I mean, this is not a Szechuan preparation by any means. It's very simple, and you're tasting the simpleness of it, the delicious simpleness of it. So there's a gentle savoriness that is really pleasing. I don't know what the origin of this dish is. I don't think China Taste is a Cantonese restaurant, but it does strike me as having a Cantonese personality to it, this dish, I mean. My next item is the house noodle soup. It's partitioned out into different containers. A container of noodles and a container of the broth. The noodles are really thick looking, hefty and thick. They're really curly and kind of thick and then hearty looking. The broth is kind of thin and clear, and I got a choice of meats, and so I got beef, chicken, and pork. And there's some Napa cabbage and some carrots in there too. And I'm gonna need a pair of chopsticks, I think, to get my way around the soup. I don't think I've ever seen noodles this thick in a soup preparation before. And they're hard to pick up with the chopsticks, these takeout chopsticks. Wow, I'm having a hard time. I'm struggling with the noodles, really. Oh man. Wow. All right, let me get some of this broth. Wow. And some more noodles. Oh my God, they are Okay. Again. Let me get a napkin because wow, I think I splashed soup all over myself. But again, I haven't had this dish in a long time, and I don't remember it being quite this thick and hearty. And and let me just say, for the record, this is definitely the thickest noodles I've ever had in a soup. I mean, wow, it's really a muscular noodle. Wow. And as I'm biting into it now, there's a density to it, a definite firmness. Wow. Again, I don't remember ever having noodles this thick. Maybe ever in any preparation, stir fry or soup or otherwise. Wow, this might be the thickest, most bold noodle I've ever had. Wow. And I don't know what the origin of these noodles are in terms of, which region they're from in China. I don't know. I mean, if you know, leave me a comment if you recognize the type of noodle it is, and where it's from in China. The origin in terms of the place. Okay, beef. And I just ate a mushroom, and as I was ordering, the gentleman taking my order said that the pork and the chicken looks very similar, so don't be mistaken in thinking that something was left out. They use pork tenderloin, not char siu, so the pork tends to be very similar in appearance to the chicken, and so this might be chicken or pork, I don't know. I think it was pork. Again, the broth is very clear looking. I don't know what's in the broth. Is it made from pork bones, pork stock, chicken stock? I don't know. Let me taste it again. It's a very gentle broth. Very liquidy. It's not thick at all. It's very gentle. Has a gentle flavor. It really lets the noodles shine in that regard. I mean, it doesn't compete, with the noodles at all for your attention. It's a very supportive type of broth that doesn't really call attention to itself, as it were. Okay, I want to thank you for watching today and tuning in and sticking around to the end if you did. Please leave a comment in the comments section. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed today's episode. I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you on my next exciting food adventure coming up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye-bye.